Hello everyone, this is Stuff. You're watching Stuff HD, and today I kind of want to talk about that whole United thing. So, what do I think about the whole United thing? I've had a few days to think about it, and honestly, my thoughts are very much the same as they were the first day. I think it's crap. I think it's horrible what happened, and I applaud the guy for doing what he did, and I'll get more into that. Now, I do want to make it clear that to me, this is an isolated case. It happened, it sucks, but I'm not gonna sit here and go like, "Oh, United is so bad." I know a lot of people have had bad experiences with them, and apparently, they're known for bad experiences. Personally, I've flown United many times because that's what my company uses, and I've never had any issues. And I'm a big guy, so when I go on a plane, I kind of expect issues. I have been bumped in the past, but that was what was it Frontier, Spirit, something like that. And I remember how I felt that day. Yeah, and this has only happened to me once. Now I don't fly that much, but I remember this one day I was coming back from Puerto Rico, and I was getting ready to go into my flight, and turns out they bumped us to the next flight because they had a delay and they needed to get those passengers going. And I remember thinking, like, how can they just give my seat away? Like, I paid for that seat, I made sure. Like, again, I'm a big guy, so when I go on a flight, I try to arrange seats. Usually, if I'm flying with my brother, I try to get me in one seat and my brother in the next one. That way, if I'm gonna be making somebody uncomfortable, it's gonna be him. So anyway, we ended up on another flight in totally different seats, and I'm like, okay, this is not what I pay for, because when you get upgraded seats, you're paying for those seats. You're paying extra. So I went. I complained some, to the person there, and basically, what really upset me more was the fact that they were just like, okay, well, you pay for those upgrades, we'll just reimburse you. So the fact that I pay for those upgrades to make myself feel better, so that I'm not bothering anybody else because of my size, um, it didn't matter. Like, to them, it's an easy fix. We'll just refund you your money. Just fill out whatever, and then we'll refund your money. I didn't want my money. I wanted to have a more pleasant experience on my way home. Uh, but that just wasn't gonna happen. When you go to McDonald's and you order a double quarter pounder with cheese, and you open it and you get a McChicken, you most of us will pretty much go and complain about it. Like, this is not what we pay for. The idea of getting what you pay for, it's not a crazy idea. Now, I know some people out there are like, oh, the guy should have just done it. He should have just given up his seat rather than acting like a child. Um, and yeah, he could have done that. And some of us might even eat that McChicken and just enjoy it. Uh, but you know what? I'm glad that he didn't. Because as Pepsi wanted us to do, this is a conversation that we have to have. For far too long, airlines have been doing whatever they want. And we are afraid of doing anything in an airline. Like, at an airport, you even say bomb or something, and people are all over you already. Like, you are literally treated like cattle. You have to just go in your line and just be careful. Just be real careful, because you don't want to piss them off by bringing too much perfume or too much lotion or whatever. Ever since 9/11, like, going into an airport is one of the most stressful things for me anyway. There's just so many rules. Now, I know many of you will go on the comments, well, not in this video because nobody watches me, but some will go on the comments and complain about, it's in the fine print, or, the guy should have known. Airlines have every right to do this. Bullshit, okay? First of all, if you claim that you read the fine prints every time, I'm calling bullshit right there. Like, nobody does that. And if you do, you get problems. Second of all, just because they put something on the fine print doesn't mean it's okay. It's not okay for them to just take away what you pay for just so that they can make it easier for themselves. Like, this guy did nothing wrong. He really did nothing wrong. He was just sitting in his seat. And I see a lot of talk about, oh, he's a doctor. I don't give a crap if he's a doctor. He could be just a lonely guy just going home to do absolutely nothing. He could be just going to play video games. I don't care. He paid for the seat. He was sitting on his seat. You don't just take it away. And I'll even I'll even understand that the company had people that they wanted to take. Yeah, whatever. You should save seats on every flight for that. But if it was so important for the company to send these people, then maybe that company should be doing more to get people to give up their seats. Because really, vouchers are kind of useless to many of us. So, if somebody offers me $800 in vouchers, I'm gonna be like, I don't really fly that much, so I don't want it. Now, if somebody offers me $800 cash, I'll be like, I can wait. I can wait for the next flight. So honestly, I think that's really what pisses me off the most. Is the fact that this was not necessary. The fact that it was just to help the company save money, I guess. Like, there had to have been another flight where they could have sent their people on, and for sure they could have offered more money, or they could have offered cash, or there's just so much that they could have done. But no, they decided, well, we offer $800 vouchers. Nobody took it, so now we're just gonna force people. I have a friend who disagreed with me. She really felt that the guy should have just left and then dealt with whatever, outside of the airplane. Like, he should have gone complain, and he could have taken him to court, whatever. To that, what I have to say is, they needed 4 seats. Now, we've only heard of one person. Probably his wife also had to go with him, I think. I'm not sure. What about the other people? Nobody cares about the other people that left. Assuming anybody else left, I think somebody else left. But nobody would care. Had he just gotten up and left, nothing would have been recorded. Nobody who would have cared. Some people would have maybe complained on Twitter or something, but it wouldn't have been news, and we wouldn't be having this conversation, and it would just, maybe you would get like 15 seconds on a local TV news station if you're lucky, and then that would be it. You could try suing the company, but then the company could probably keep you in court for many, many years until you run out of money completely. So in a way, I kind of compare this guy to a Rosa Parks. Not that the level of significance of what he did and what she did are equal in any way, but they are equal in the form that they both felt that what was being done to them was wrong, and they both had the cojones to sit there and be like, no, I'm not doing what what you're asking me to do. I would rather get in trouble legally than do what you're asking me to do, because what you're asking me to do is wrong. And honestly, I can't even say that I would have done the same thing. I probably would have just gotten my things and left. That's why I'm glad that he did it. And I'm glad that this is all coming out. And I'm glad that maybe we'll stop this nonsense of overbooking flights, because that's crap to begin with. Like, let's say your plane has 100 seats. You should sell 100 tickets. Like, I don't understand this BS of, what if people don't come? Well, if people don't come, you still charge for the seats. So what the hell does it matter? If you sell 100 tickets and only one person flies, then fuck it, just live with the one person. Like, you already charged for the other tickets. If the problem is late cancellations, then, make it more difficult for people to cancel last minute. I'm just saying, you pay for something, it shouldn't be a crazy idea that you expect to get what you pay for. And especially if you didn't do anything wrong. And this guy didn't do anything wrong. And neither did anybody else in that plane. Had they just picked 4 other random people, and those 4 people left, that still would have been bullshit. But you know what? We wouldn't be knowing anything about it. And then next week they could go and do it again and again and again. but now we're talking about it. And that's what matters. Because maybe now that the attention is on United, maybe now all other airlines are going to start changing how they do things, just so that they don't end up in the position that United is in right now. Anyway, I'm out. Follow me on Twitter at RealStuffHD and Instagram also at RealStuffHD. And I'll see you around. Bye.